Let's go back to sales. Let's talk about Di Marzio. Let's talk about Juventus, and let's talk about Marcus Rashford. Now, there are plenty of stories out there at the moment around Jadon Sancho and his potential to leave Manchester United this summer. Very interesting, because I think Jadon Sancho is a player that we all want to see go. I've lost interest. I must be honest. It's very rare for me to do this, but I've checked out. I've got no interest in Jadon Sancho or his transfer. Interestingly, he was pictured driving into Carrington yesterday with Malacia. I've got no interest in Malacia either, but I think people think Malacia, oh, he's just unlucky with injury. I don't know. I don't know about Malacia. I really don't. I think he smiles a lot, and he's probably a nice guy, but he hangs around with Rashford a lot. He's turning up in the car with Sancho. I mean, I've seen a few people on social media sort of having a go at him for it, and I just thought, hold on a minute. He's probably a nice lad. He's come into the club. He's probably good friends with Rashford and Sancho. But the bottom line is, I'm not going to hold it against him that he's mates with Sancho and Rashford. I mean, whoever he wants to hang around with is up to him. I mean, Garnacho might hang around with complete wankers who aren't even footballers. So I'm not going to judge him for that. I just think he's shit. I think Malacia is crap. I don't know what I'm laughing about. It's not a very nice thing to say, but I think he's crap. I couldn't give a toss if he turns up with Amorim to Carrington, which is unlikely. But I actually just think the most important thing about football is we don't need to go out with them for a meal. We don't need to go on holiday with them. And we don't need to invite them around for Christmas. What we need them to do is turn up in a Manchester United shirt and play well. And with regards to Malacia, I think he's crap. Ice Trey says you've literally been you're literally holding it against them. No, I don't think you understand conversational analysis, pal. I couldn't give a toss. I don't think I've ever mentioned Malacia or who he hangs around with. But he's crap. He's a crap player. He just needs to be got rid of. I thought he was infuriatingly rubbish when he came back from his injury, and that's why PSV don't want to keep him. So we just need to move him on. But Di Marzio came out with a story last night that Juventus are looking at Marcus Rashford. Don't know how that would work. Really do not think Marcus Rashford would look at Juventus and go, I want to go there. This is not the Juventus of old. This is the Italian league. And I don't know what Di Marzio is doing these days. There was a time when he used to get pretty good stories around Man United, and Rashford to Juventus. I think there's more chance of Rashford going to Brighton. It would be a better career move. He will not go. He would not go to Juventus. So,
hello everybody. Today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret it.
I did see the story. Obviously, it's a news show. Obviously, you can give us your thought. I mean, I don't think it's as wild as the story yesterday, which was complete and utter nonsense that Liverpool were looking at Rashford. It's not that wild, but it's not far off. Juventus, Rashford, no. He won't go there. He wants Barcelona. There was more rumours yesterday that he basically... I mean, it's a strange situation for Marcus Rashford because I don't really know anything about Thomas Tuchel in relation to how he has favourites, but you've got a very, very competitive England squad. The World Cup's coming up in a year's time. You've also got the internationals coming up in September, October and November. And Marcus Rashford is not having a pre-season. And I think that's very, very dangerous. But the noise coming out is that he is still very much looking to win the battle of getting his move to Barcelona, and believes that he can get it on loan by just saying, I only want Barcelona, I only want Barcelona. There's talk that he's not happy that he's been singled out. Well, he's not been singled out. There's 5 of you. the famous Five, the worst boy band in the world. And, I think he ideally would like to be reaping the benefits of an intense pre-season with Man United, whilst also pushing for the Barcelona move in late August, while maybe getting a few minutes for United. What he's actually getting is no pre-season of any value, no minutes of any value, and everybody else is. And that's a dangerous game to play. It's a dangerous game for Garnacho, it's a dangerous game for Anthony, and it's a dangerous game for Rashford. Malacia ain't going to the World Cup unless he's doing, TV duties, and Sancho ain't going either. But those three players have all got respective opportunities of going to the World Cup. But I can't state enough how big a deal it is missing out on a pre-season. And look, I don't think Rashford is going to do anything other than wait for Barcelona. And he's going to have to play catch-up. But honestly, as I said before, I know it's controversial for a Thursday morning, but if I was Man United, I think sometimes a bad deal is better than no deal. And I would be on the phone to Barcelona saying, look, let's get this loan deal done. Let's just get this deal done, because we're not going to get any money for him. If the player only wants Barcelona, we're not going to get any money for him, and I think that's a big problem for Manchester United. Let's just have a look at what some of you are saying this morning. We are looking for best in class, says Caleb. We will only sign players who want to play for United. Have a player who fits both and won't spend extra 5 to 10 million, says Caleb. Exactly. Bailey says, I believe we have been going downhill since Sir Alex left. So until we get good leaders, we will not get top 10. Thank you very much, Bailey. Bram says, do you reckon we'll sign a few players at the end of the window, similar to last season, or are we genuinely doomed? We spoke about this on the excellent 8 o'clock show last night. Join us tonight at 8. And we were basically saying, what point does it get where you just rather get nothing? Look, that fits in nicely with this news story about Amorim and the youth. Again, it was in the Athletic. They were talking about Kone and whether he will go on loan or whether he'll be assessed in pre-season. I think it's always nice, by the way. We've got a pre-season game on Saturday. But I think it's always nice with pre-season to see some of the younger players, whether they go on loan or not. I think it is. But I was also reading about the goalkeeper, and they were talking about whether it will be Vitek who goes in goal, or maybe they'll use Binder or Tom Heaton. And I just got quite depressed about it, really, because I thought, well, we're thinking about whether giving a kid a go, or Tom Heaton a go, or Binder a go. And I'm like, so basically we're just waiting for Onana to come back, aren't we? Like, we should be being proactive. We should be buying a goalkeeper now, because it's a very important position. And you talk about whether we can finish in the top 10 or whatever, but the ambition of this football club this season is remarkably bad. Like, it's the message that they're putting out to the fans is that this season doesn't matter. Buy the kit, like the photos, but this season doesn't matter because we're not changing much from last season. And I think that whether you bring Kone into the team, or Obi into the team, or Leon into the team, or Amas into the team, or any other young player into the team, it's not actually fair, and it's not actually the solution. That team finished 15th in the league, lost the Europa League final, hasn't had a summer transfer, and I don't think at any point do I look at it and go, yeah, you know what, we do need a few teenagers in the team just to, to blood their way in. I absolutely do not think that at all. So yeah, I'm very, very concerned about that, and how how things might pan out, really, because regardless of what people think, we have got some really good young players coming through. Now is not the time to be throwing them in. I mean, there's no margin for error. There's no margin for error at all. So I think it's really interesting, actually, just what's going on. One man.
Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.